Big G does it all.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Big G Does It All. Today we're going to be changing out a watch battery. Now, if you were to go to a jeweler and get a watch battery replaced, it's usually going to cost you $20 to $30. And for pretty much the same price, you can get your own tools and do it yourself. And it's really not that hard of a task. So a few things you're going to need is a basic watch toolkit. I'll link one down in the description for you guys. But it's going to come with a watch pin remover set here with the hammer, the pin punch, and the little block. It's also going to come with one of these case back remover tools. There's a few different styles of these out there. One's like an inflatable ball, one's like a block, but this one works pretty good. A few other suggested options to buy is a nice set of tweezers. Also, one of these little air dusters is usually good to have around. And also, this is some O-ring lubricant that I'll show you a little bit later why we use that. And of course, you're gonna want your new batteries. This whole pack of batteries was only $8 on Amazon, I think, so they're not too expensive. Now, there is different watch size batteries out there, so make sure you take the case off and double check which battery you need before you go out and buy them. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna remove one of the pins holding our bracelet together. That way we can access the back of the watch a little bit easier. If you look on your band, there should be these little arrows on there. That is the direction that your pins need to go out. So that's where this little hammer set and block comes in. You're gonna line these pins up right with one of these holes. You're gonna set the pin punch right in there, and then we're just going to tap that out. There we go. That is your split pin, and now our watch band is separated. There is a few styles of watch bands out there, so double check and make sure that yours is a split pin before you start hammering out those pins. So now we're going to move over to the case back removal tool. And if you buy one of these, they should come with different ends here because not every watch is going to be the same. So these little parts actually unscrew and you can change these little feet out there. So depending on what your watch style is, you might have to swap these out. These little square ones usually work for most of the watches I've dealt with, so I usually leave those ones in. You also have this little wheel right here. You can adjust on the back. That's going to bring these little chucks in and out. And then you have the twisting handle down here, which is going to bring this one lower or higher to tighten down on the watch back. So then what we're going to do, I usually like to line up these top teeth first. So I'm just going to put one right in to one slot, and then I'm going to start wheeling that wheel down until it fits. So as you can see right here, one tooth is going to go there and the other one's going to go right here, and those two, and you're going to want to tighten it down. Don't go crazy on it, but just so it fits in there. And then we'll bring the back up here to bring the triangle formation in. So there we go. There's one and two. So now that I got that aligned, the top two, I'm going to start bringing the third part up until it lines up nice. So now these three teeth should line up nicely on that case. And we're just going to kind of twist it off. There we go. And now you can see the battery that we have in there that we're going to be replacing. All right, so now that the casing back is off, you can see the battery there. This is usually where I use my tweezers. Sometimes you can just use a little pin or something else, but these little tweezers make it nice, and you should be able to just pop it right out. There we go. And we're just going to replace that battery with the new one. All right, so here's the new battery. We're just going to kind of set it in there. Whoop. And then just kind of push it down. Make sure it's nice and flush in there. And usually what I do when I'm changing the watch battery, if you notice there's a little O-ring that goes around here. You don't have to do this step, but I like to. I'm actually going to remove this O-ring, and I'm going to add just a little bit of lubrication You can buy these lubrication kits on Amazon, and this is actually going to help continue to keep the watch waterproof or resistant, depending on your style. So you just simply put it in there, you just turn it a little bit, and now that O-ring is going to be nice and lubricated to seal it a little bit better for the waterproofing. Now if you do this step, you do got to make sure that that O-ring gets set right back exactly how it came out there. Can be a little tricky. All right, so now our seal is lined up in there nicely, and we're ready to put the case back on. I just kind of set it on there and kind of just feel it out until the threads catch. And then once it's nice and lined up, we'll just continue to hand tighten. Tighten that a little bit more. All right, there we go. That's nice and snug. They do make little watch holders that can grab the watch and give you a little more something to hold on to. I don't like to use those, but they are out there if you prefer. So now we're putting our strap back together. So make sure you pay attention to what end of the pin you're putting into the watch first. The round end is going to go in first, and it's going to go the opposite direction of the arrows, and the flare side is going to be the end of it. All right, so here we go. We got the watch lined up. We're gonna go round and in first. So that lines up, there we go. And we're gonna get our block. And this is where your hammer comes in nice and handy. You're gonna wanna make sure you use the nylon side so you're not dinging up your watch at all. And we're just gonna tap that right in there. There we go. And then I'm gonna use the pin and just set it in there, a tiny tap. There we go. Now that's in there nice and good. So there you have it, folks. We have a brand new watch battery. Our watch is now working again. I'm going to put a link in the description of all the tools that I used for this. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you next time.